I'm in public so that I can be able, to share. I am not like Upnd. I'm not like Vaaka in the Ichidema. I'm not like Vaaka in the Ichidema. A person that doesn't want to share. Vaaka in the Ichidema when he was in opposition, he was saying he's a philanthropist. And yet he has been grabbing land from poor people, including that very Feruna that you talk about. You say, hey, Feruna, balabantu bali bapoke mpanga. Bulanda fear. Otherwise, those people are victims of Hakainde Ichikema's what is this? Selfishness, greedy, and corruption, of course. And this is why we have corruption. The UPND corruption is uncontrollable. Why? Because everyone is involved in corruption. Epo issue pile. Corruption yamu UPND na ishupa. Epo issue pile because bonse vama dilu. Bonse everyone ulia pale fo kututira. Elo te kudia kututira. Abata tabaleria mu vale tutira. Vale tutila, they are gathering. They are gatherers. They are gathering. They are just getting resources, amassing resources, and sending it outside Zambia. This is why the problem is. It is very difficult to control the corruption in Zambia because many people are involved. Of course, let me not say everyone. Many people are involved, but a lot of them, they are amassing resources. And in Pama speculations, I don't just speculate. Like some of you people, I've seen some of these people who want to pretend to be heroes, where you call people corrupt. Hey, he's very corrupt. If he wants, let him sue me. I think that is nonsense also. I think that is nonsense. I mean, I am reading some of these articles by some of these educated people, who are busy naming certain individuals to say, this one is corrupt. Masha Muchende is corrupt. Who else did they mention? Are they mentioning? They are mentioning another person. That they get kickbacks. There is another person that they are mentioning. But look, let us fight corruption, but at the same time, we should be fair. We should be fair. Me, I'm going to talk about Muyambango, and I will tell you the story. I will tell you the story. You can't just be saying, hey, this one is corrupt, and if he wants, he can sue me. I mean, without stating what is it, what is he involved in, So the point of I think we need to be fair. When we are fighting corruption, let us be fair that we don't just scandalize people. You can't say, yeah, Tayali is corrupt. If you want, sue me. No, if you have got something that you know that Tayali has done, say it. Say it, put it out there clearly to say, this is what Tayali did. Or this is what which name can I pick? This is what Haimbe did. You clearly put it down. This is the story. This is how it started and so on and so forth. Not just say, hey, Haimbe is corrupt. If he wants, he can sue me. Hello? I mean, what are you saying? What is it that he has done? I know, because ordinarily what you're supposed to do is to go and report. If you know that somebody is corrupt, it's you to go and report, then that person is caught. Okay? But I know that when people are in power, they are never called to these offices. They are never called to these offices. But what you can do is bring it out in social media. Tell your story. Tell your story. Let people hear the story properly. Not just coming up to say, hey, so-and-so is corrupt. If he wants, he can sue me. No. If you have got a case really you believe, which you can prove, go to court. And this is what I do. I have gone to court. The people that have called corrupt, I have gone to court, and I have even prosecuted people myself. I have gone to court, I've reported. Even now, when I'm talking about some of these, like what you're going to hear, what I'm going to talk about, this Muyambango, it is something that you can verify. You can verify, and if really things are right, I could even report Muyambango. I can even report Muyambango. I will tell you, I'll give you the story at the end of this program. But basically what I'm saying is that whatever we are fighting, let us not be malicious. Let us not just scandalize people. No, it is not fair. I don't just scandalize people. Even Hakainde Hichilema, when I say Hakainde Hichilema is corrupt, I talk about some of these issues clearly to say, here, I put my finger on what I'm talking about. I mean, look at the corruption that are currently going on. You know, I've been talking about, I will never stop talking about KCM. I will never stop talking about KCM because KCM, clearly, there is corruption there. Where, we all know how Vedanta messed us up, how Vedanta took advantage of us. And we all supported what Edgar Lungu did. Even if you were in opposition, even Hakainde Hichilema himself, he agreed. What he didn't agree was that, he didn't agree with the privatization. For him, instead, he was talking about, what was he talking about? He was talking about recapitalizing it and then selling it. That's what he was saying. First I put a value and then you sell it. But this is exactly what Edgar Lungu did. Because when they put that liquidator, Miringolungu, who you have demonized so much, Miringolungu managed that mine. He appreciated the mine. He paid people. He paid contractors. Now, in spite of them talking about, no, they have brought money and whatever. Anyway, before I even talk about the money, we know Vedanta Nibaka Walala. But these are the people that they have brought. Why have they brought them? When they vehemently said they can't bring back Vedanta. How come they have brought back Vedanta? That is where I say, here there is corruption. I put my finger on it. And then this very Vedanta, they are bringing money in Zambia. They haven't brought money in Zambia. These are people that you are supposed to be saying, these are investors who are supposed to bring money from outside and bring it into Zambia. Instead, this Vedanta, they are getting money locally. And this money that they are getting, they are definitely getting it with the help of government. With the help of government. So, if they are giving foreigners money to invest in a mine, why can't they give to Zambians? If they are giving foreigners money, our money, they are mobilizing money. They give it to foreigners to invest in the mines. Why can't they give Zambians that money to invest in the mines? Why should we give, Vedanta money, local money, and let them invest? That doesn't make sense. Why not give it to Zambians then? Why not give it to Zambians? You see? So that, for me, is corruption. Then you talk about Mopani. Mopani is another scandal, big scandal. No, 1.5 billion. I keep talking about Mopani to say 1.5 billion. For a mine like Mopani, it is nothing. It is nothing. It is change, $1.5 billion. It's nothing. It's nothing. But this is the money that we're talking about. You see, corruption. Then, from there, we talk about CHILUFYA Masebo. Look at Imiti. Up to today, we don't know where are those containers. And Mwema Zambians, Napapata. Find a way of asking. Mwema journalist, Mulangumfo, please, go and ask the new minister, what has happened to those containers which stayed 8 months in the sun? What has happened to those medicines? Where have they landed? What are they going to do with that medicine? Because that medicine is compromised. It's compromised, Napapata. I don't just talk here because I just want to talk. No. I am preserving Zambian people's lives. People are going to be given that medicine. Bakata mpokula afwa. And yet, CHILUFYA Masebo, and Hakainde Hichilema, and this again, it is not a far-fetched truth. Those people, Hakainde Hichilema, CHILUFYA Masebo, and other people, they never followed the government procedure on procurement. They never followed. They never followed. And yet they have people that they are jailing right now on at failure to follow a procedure. Failure to follow procedure, willful failure, and so on and so forth. But they themselves, when they purchased those medicines, they never followed. So if they never followed that, How come they are busy prosecuting other people? They are busy prosecuting, like this Freddie Amba. I mean, a man whose job is just to make payments. They give him Katushingama request, and the disbursed money. And they are saying, no, we will failure. Which is unfortunate. And there are some other government officials where they are doing that. But look at them. Look at the money that they spent on Egypt. Look at the money. And look at how everything has gone. So it is not just a matter of shouting in the wilderness, corruption, corruption, corruption. If you want, you can sue me. You need to put the finger on what you're talking about. But Sylvia Masebo, $100 million issues of if Patala, when I spoke about that, when she cancelled that, there was corruption. And she knows it. You see? So put your finger on the corruption that we are talking about. Then now we have this the purchase of properties, using Zambian money. I mean, but like Zambif, ila Zambif in Tuankan. I'm glad somebody is going to court. I'm glad somebody has gone to court, and that is very good. Because the price of that Zambif farm which they have bought, it's not worth the 13.5 billion they are, 13.5 million they have bought it. It's not worth it. And before you even talk about the value of it, talk about the procedure. Was there due diligence done? What did they follow the procedures? They didn't. Why? Because they are corrupt. Because they are corrupt. Now we even have this building that Mao Sampa was talking about. Thank you very much, Mao Sampa, for bringing out that corruption. It is corruption after corruption. That property which they have bought at 10 million. Now, it's okay to buy property. It's okay for us to buy property, but unfortunately, you can't tell me buying property from Gasidi it is credible. Are you telling me? No, because there is an argument. No, it belongs to African Life. Oh no, it belongs to Gasidi. But the point is, was it reasonable to buy that property at 10 million? Where the procedures followed. So, Hakainde Ichilema, they have devised a way of getting money from government. They have devised a way of getting money, selling useless things. It's like, you know that your car is finished. You know your car is finished, it's a small car and whatever. Then you go to government and say, I'm selling this vehicle. And you sell that Corolla, that finished Corolla of yours. You sell it at the price of a GX. You see, that's what they are doing. That's basically what they are doing. They are selling something that is very cheap, something that is really not of value. They are selling to government at exorbitant prices. That's what they are doing. And this is happening, Mubuteko Wawa Hakainde Ichilema, not any other government, not Edgar Lungu's government. And we didn't have this kind of nonsense in Edgar Lungu's government. We didn't. I am a man and kadama scandals, yam UPND, yale poker, every week there is a scandal, I will talk about Mamba queries, is it queries? Mamba queries, Ukubaka and Mabali. I will talk about that. They gave 400 million. I'm going to talk about that one. I'm going to explain to you, during the course of this week. I'm putting the data together because that is another abuse. So there are so many corruption cases that are happening almost every week under the leadership of Hakainde Hichilema. And of course, that's where you see now FIC report coming up with 60 billion being sent out of the country. It is this money that FIC is talking about. Even this very man is involved. This money that we are talking about, the deal here to Kenya. A man who is involved, Tabokawana, is mentioned, Mulida deal, Yakunankane, Yaku Kenya, and he wants to tell us, he's saying he will help to sensitize people about the role of fake. What were you saying? You even made memes against Edgar Lungu relating to fake report. But today, you are the champions. You want to come and lecture us the role of fake. We know, and some of us, me, I've stood with fake. I've stood with fake, and I do understand the role of fake. Fake does not bring out reports which are raw, as you tried to say it. Even in my PF, they said these things, and I was against it. I remember, having a serious debate with late Andrew Ntewe on Radio Phoenix. He was supporting what PF was saying, and I was against that. Through and through, I have been a friend of FIC, and I stand with them, and I support what they do, and I know what they do. And I want to encourage you people at FIC. Frankly speaking, I thought you are going to be intimidated. I am glad the way you have continued to performing your role. You are a model, and this is why even Mary Chirwa won accolades internationally, because she stood her grounds. She stood her grounds. Unfortunately, she was messed up when she was brought Kudek, because Kudek now, they were busy controlling her. They were busy controlling her, and when she realized that they were busy controlling her, she wanted to put a stop to it. They kicked her out. They kicked her out. So these are some of the challenges. And these things, Mwebena Zambia, these things, for me, I don't talk about these things just because I want to talk. These things are real. These are things that you will walk through. You will see. Mopani, there it is, very clear. KCM, there it is, very clear. Zambif, there it is, very clear. This deal Yaku Kenya, there it is, very clear. This building, there it is, very clear. Imitishaku Egypt, there it is, very clear. These are real things. These are real things. Tefyaku Pangafi. Tefyaku Pangafi. And the President Hakainde Hichilema is involved in these things, and this is why you see he's quiet. He's quiet. But look at the pomp that they came with. They are fighting corruption. Hey, we are going to sell the Gulf Stream. I cannot. Can you compare the scandals that are happening with the Gulf Stream that he was talking about? He has even failed to substantiate the corruption that happened on the Gulf Stream. He has failed. But look at the corruption that is currently going on. Honestly, can you compare this corrupt president with the Edgar Chagwa Lungu? He is now the president himself. If really there was something, and he really wants something that he can use to frustrate Edgar Chagwa Lungu's political, comeback, he wants to frustrate that. If there was really something like what is happening with him, ngari chibula. But tapali efo alesanga, tapali nomba alefukirira kuba kashi, alefukirira kubana, And Yonsayama Stintire, it is just trying to cover up. But their corruption, you can see it from afar. Now, if chipuba. Now, if you are sambirira, kutu wa fimona. If you into a next hour in the Ichilema, if you are muselu, kutu wa fimona, you can clearly see that this is what there is corruption here. Te tufiro kufirondolo la chawa aka in the Ichilema, fire imwelekela, fire ilanga fina pa utatutu. But if you are Edgar Lungu, fia kufuaya na nomba tabala fisanga. So, really, Mwebena Zambia, when we were saying that Hakainde Hichilema had shown us his character during the time of MMD when he participated in privatization and how he got rich, Hakainde Hichilema is the only one who emerged a rich man during the privatization of our assets in the regime of FTJ. And now he's president. Now, bale tutila nomba, bale tutila na, bale longa. imwe muleshala mulechula. Muleshala mulechula. And nangu musapoteshani mwakula chulafi. Mwakula chulafi. Imwe bakada. Bamulala kwa chenama. Mwakula chulafi. Umutengo wabunga nishinga. How much is the bag of mealie meal today? Sugar. Mwalila wako nokula watu kwa liba sugar. Kwa liba sugar. But 1 kg. Kuti ishita. Cooking oil. Transport nishinga. Ilio balungu balefu mapotolea na 3 kwacha na 4 kwacha. Nomba ukufumafe kuna nikani ukufumafe pampantu anikani kumutendere ukuya mtown. Ulesa ngati katushinga ngatairafika na ngate 30 kwacha. Nishinga kuma mtendere ntu anikani town nishinga nomba. Kalingaling what is this? Lilanda ukuisa mtown nishinga matero ukuisa mtown nishinga. Palibufi nga ma long distances. Ama long distances number yarefika na kuma 1 pin chakuti. Mwalaika la shani, how are we going to survive? How are we going to survive? How are we going to survive? Ukonombo mwalaika pali load shedding iyo yakwela nombo. Like I said, load shedding 17 hours kale atampa. In many areas they go for days without electricity. But basically now it is going to be worse. That's what they are telling you. That's what they are telling you, because it's not now that 17 hours is starting. 17 hours has been there, even more. The only thing that they're telling you it is that it's going to be prolonged. But as if that is not enough. As if that is not enough. Kwati tafifulile. No, but balelunda na malaiti. Balelunda na malaiti. Na yokulundo konoto balunda panono. 158%. 158% balelunda. Bushemule pusuka. Mwe wale bati yo haka inde ichilema. Bushekwena, is that delivery? Is that delivery munjebeko? Is that delivery? And if into fya if pamulu, things go so high. Beyond the capacity of many Zambians, and yet the opportunities are not there. There are no opportunities. Tamuli nchito mu Zambia. And pako watu wingire nchito, wabale shukile nchito katushinga ni mu kapokola, ngani kuisa ngani mu government, first ufira wakwata na nikane, ishine appropriate. Ufira wakwata ishine appropriate. Ngata ukwa ishine appropriate mwana, tawa imone nchito. So imwe bantu. Mweba tila, tayali, mshani nabwali. Ushe kwene fifionse finderanda, fiabu fitamule fimona. Ushe tamule imona tribalism imwe. Ushe tamule mona tifintu na fia pamulu. Ushe tamule mona there is total failure in governance. And then the corruption. Can't you see clearly that abantu bale tutila? This is very sad, Mwebena Zambia. It's very sad. And we can't continue. The problem is, some of you think that no, Hakainde Hichilema has a right, to behave the way he's behaving. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a right. He has failed, and if he has failed, we need to remove him. Just like he used to say, when a government fails to change the lives of Zambians for the better, you change the government. And this is what Elvis Nkandu is talking about. Elvis Nkandu. Some of you want to pretend, you want to be fools, to believe that is not Elvis Nkandu. No, that is not the voice of Elvis Nkandu. Who is going to be bothered? First, sometimes when you are being when you want to believe something, nangufye amano ya nono. But you know, you just sit down a little bit and reflect. Think of it. Which person would think of, you know, making a fake video like that one with that content? Because look at the context. Who would come up with that? Because you want to say, no, at Niva PF. I mean, from where? How? Alatampira peso to think like that, to say this. Alatampira peso. Alatampira peso, because what Elvis Nkandu is saying there is contextual. It is contextual. It's relevant, very relevant at the time. It can never be two coincidences. It can never be a coincidence. It can never be somebody. Come on. And you know, when people are talking, when umuntu alelanda, you know, if you are imitating it, it flows. That conversation flows. That statement of Elvis, it flows, and it's very relevant. It's very relevant. You can't, there is nobody who would think like that. Fiance fenefi alanda, net sungu chakwe Elvis, ichabu from grade 9. Chile umfika no kumfika. Chile umfika no kumfika. And therefore, that is Elvis. That is his capacity. In terms of grammar, ni grammar ya kwebia. Eva minister to akwata over aka inde ichilima bale bati. You should see my ministers by Elvis bali. It is that it is flowing nicely. Flowing nicely. And what he's saying is actually true. It's actually true. This is what is happening. UPND doesn't have resources for these praise singers. They don't have these praise singers, but CHILUFYA. Because abalienda lama mu UPND bapa muru, not abapanshi. Abamukasa banana opa social media. Abamukasa banana opa social media. Nothing. They don't have. Abalienda lama bapa muru, avena Sylvia Masevo. Abalienda lama bali. Avena Sylvia Masevo. Banani manani kudia shani. Abapa muru. Shefo kumirumbula mashina. Mwebamu. Because ngana mirumbula mashina, I will have to say a pepo walile. Mamona, that is my issue. Ngana kurumbula shina mfire na alondorola cha pepo walile. Ni pana. Ishirumbula fya mashina without attaching kadiru wacha ileko. So that is the situation. That video, don't doubt it. That voice note, don't doubt it. It is true. And what he's saying there is very true. He's crying, Elvis Ngatatuko tempia. We are a ruling party. Apatwikere. Pafuleve na tukwata 1 million. Ili pasaidi. Na tukwata 1 million. Turefu kotora pofie. To sort out issues. Efo aneranda Elvis Nkandu. And it's true. This is UPND. UPND, they don't have money. Because Hakainde Hichilema is not interested in the party now. Hakainde Hichilema is not interested in the party now. Hakainde Hichilema now is interested in stashing money outside the country. That is his interest. You used to say Hakainde Hichilema is rich. Hakainde Hichilema is rich. We never saw the evidence of that richness. And he's now working backwards. He is working backwards. He wants to make sure he becomes rich now. He was not rich. Having community house, that is not being rich. Having in Ngombe 200,000, that is not being rich. That is not being rich. Utuma companies utoa kweto tuntemba, that is not being rich. But now he wants to become rich. That's why he couldn't declare his assets. He couldn't declare his assets. Because when you declare your assets, there are other experts that become interested and they want to verify. When you declare your assets, they want to see, is it true? So he can't declare. Because, first of all, he was not that rich. Even in my politics, Hakainde Hichilema, our MPR, Shak campaign, those who are giving him money, he never used his money. He used other people's money. They were giving him money, and some of that money he was actually even keeping. He was keeping for himself. And now he's busy. He wants to be rich. But unfortunately, our Zambian economy is very small. It's very small. He's anxious. He's in a hurry, you know, to be counted as one of the millionaire in dollars, or if it is not billions, in dollars. But Zambia is a small economy. It's a small economy. Tuverele nikolu seba aka inde ichilema. Tuverele nikolu sendala mamulese nda shachilamo. Tuverele nikolu se. You are going to kill Zambians. You are going to kill Zambians. You want Zambia to remain a shell. That is why, frankly speaking, apa ulefa ikafeni ni Edgar Lungu. Ulefa ikafeni ni Edgar Lungu. Why? Because mdala apa Zambia ili na pavipa such that even the person that will come and take over, it will be a big challenge. It will be a big challenge. So you need somebody who can experience fila. Pakwa taikata ikateko apa aikata kwa apa fila fine atulungika kotuntu, and then is also not preoccupied with the next elections. Because really mdala, if you are going to have somebody that no is looking at 2031, it will be a little bit of a challenge. It will be a little bit of a challenge. It will be a little bit of a challenge. You know, I've received a number of people. Let me just acknowledge a number of people are talking about Uka. No, Uka. Don't worry. Don't worry. When God has assigned something, there is no any other way. People can try to be funny here, left, right, and center, but what God has decided, He has decided. He has decided. So don't worry. God himself knows, where he's taking us. God himself knows where he's taking us. But we have to do our part. We have to do our part. We need to remove Hakainde Hichilema. Don't listen to Hakainde Hichilema ati adi karapo, akesa ikarapesa. Don't listen to him. Mwenso uliawa Hakainde Hichilema. If you have watched that video, matako, I've sat here. Mwenso, the man is scared. The man knows it. The man knows it. But Hakainde Hichilema, I can tell you, but you know Mwenso. He knows. Just like Elvis and Nkandui say. Because Elvis na each panecho monawili. Wamaewa na lumango wale bati PF chishi shichile idia. But UPND fishi shifibili file idia. It's true. Elvis Nkandui, what he's saying there, if anything, don't even punish him. Listen to what he's saying. What he's saying there is actually making a lot of sense. Elvis Nkandui, what he said in that video, it's very true. Alemeba fefishinka. But fefishinka every Elvis says shive. You know? That's why mweba praise singer, mweba savaila. You small chaps on social media, mweba savaila. That is your minister acknowledging that UPND na iya. Acknowledging that UPND na iya. Acknowledging that ichipanichi na chonaika. Ele yo lipa social media uleti yo Hakainde Hichilema kabwera, Hakainde Hichilema alibwe. Na Hakainde Hichilema na wena na ishwoko wati na ine ninja. Efo nomba ale hivi rafie ukubaikato na ishwoko wati aletashani aleya. And the money they are taking it out. So you were social media, where ule pange chungu. You are just wasting your time. There is no way Hakainde Hichilema can come back. There is no way. In here, I'm talking to a lot of different people. Reliable people. And they have seen it that tafiri win a thing too. They have seen it. They are saying it. Hakainde Hichilema can never come back. And if Hakainde Hichilema comes back, I'm telling you, he will not reach 2031. He will not reach 2031. If Hakainde Hichilema comes back in 2026, he will not reach 2031. Because there are so many people who are frustrated. There are so many people who are frustrated. And some of these people who are frustrated, and it's real. It's real. And some of you mwana kwati yo tayali asabaira fie. Hey, shan. Like I talk from without. Me, I don't talk from without. Me, I talk about if into phone jishibe issues that I have made, things that I've heard with real people. Eh? I know. And other people say, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? Me, I talk about real things, and you can even verify. You know, in the police, there is this system of senior officers. There is this system of senior police officers getting money for the juniors. You are eating in the Lamashama juniors, and the juniors are upset. Juniors are upset. Juniors are complaining. I know I'm talking about this tomorrow. There will be the case Yandia mutiny will be there. You know, the case, my mutiny case is coming up tomorrow. And this is the kind of talk that I was arrested for. Speaking for people, speaking for our soldiers, speaking for them, and I was arrested for it. And I'm talking about Wakapokola. And it's true. It is true. What I'm telling you here, it is true. It is very true. Not never what chan. It is very true. On the 10th, on the 10th of August, you sent Wakapokola 130 to Northwestern Province for the Kumbiliamiz tradition ceremony. Didn't you have 130 police officers on the 10th departing, going to Likumbiliamize, to Northwestern Province? You sent these soldiers, 130 of them. Bashushuchu mwebalele mbama report. Write this report on Muyambango. Write this report on Muyambango. Let Haka in the Ichilema here. Let Haka in the Ichilema here, because Muyambango, he is causing, he is putting Haka in the Ichilema at risk. I have said that a number of police officers are complaining, but I am particularly talking about this one because it is a national security issue. And it is important. It is important. I tell you that me, I believe in democracy. That's what I stand for. I want democracy. I want to change government democratically, not anything else. But when senior police officers like Muyambango are compromising our young people, they start complaining. They are frustrating them. They are eating their money. That is a national risk. That is a national risk that should be taken very seriously. Because these people, 130 that you sent to Northwestern Province, they went there to wait for Haka Inde Ichilema, to wait for the president. Paramilitary. These paramilitaries, I mean, these are the people that protect the president. And that's why you send them as advanced parties and to protect. Even now, as I'm talking, I'm sure they are still there. They haven't come back. They are waiting. I think there should be another event that will be that will be happening. There should be another event there. I think it's coming up on the 21st August, somewhere there. I think yeah, it's Likumbiliamizi that is coming up. Likumbiliamizi is the one that is happening. But on the 10th, you sent these soldiers for I think what was that? Lunda Lubanza or Lubanze? Lunda Lubanza traditional ceremony. Lunda Lubanza traditional ceremony. You sent them on the 10th of August. And then Likumbiliamizi is coming up, I think, on the 21st August. And these people are still there. These people are still there. And these people were promised that they are going to be given, they are going to be paid 1,200 for 5 days. They are going to be paid 1,200 for 5 days. By intelligence, mwebale kutika. check this, verify this if it is not true. They were supposed to be paid 1,200 for 5 days. But Muyambango and the Katuishinga Dinani Umbi Uliantuankane, there is this other man. What is the name of that man? Achan. I haven't gotten his first name. Machakube. These names, I'm just getting them. Machakube, because sometimes you think that it's personal. Muyambango Nshamuishiba, Uyu Machakube Nshamuishiba. I don't even know his first name. Machakube Nshamuishiba. But Machakube, Muyambango, these people are being mentioned as the people on top, the people that are chewing money for the police officers. But what is sad is that the money that you are chewing for these police officers are the ones who are supposed to protect the president. I may criticize Hakainde Hichilema here, but he's my president, and I want him safe. I don't know if you understand that. I don't know, because some of you may not be able to get the difference. Me criticizing Hakainde Hichilema for his corruption, for his bad leadership, it doesn't mean that I want him dead. No. It doesn't mean that I want him to be removed from power. To be removed from power without undemocratically. No. So get it very clearly. Get it very clear. Tuipusana mumilandile, tuipusana mumimfuanine. I criticized Hakainde Hichilema. I criticize him. For his leadership, I'll criticize him. I'll criticize him for his corruption. I will criticize him. I'll criticize him for electricity tariffs, for fuel. I will talk about all that. But when it comes to changing Hakainde Hichilema, changing leadership, I will always say, let's follow the democratic process. And I will not allow anyone that compromises the security of the president. I did the same thing Pali Bakanganja. I criticized Bakanganja. On Edgar Lungu, I did criticize. That is me. That is patriotism. So, Awawa Muyambango, no yuine Machakube. You are compromising the safety of the president. When Mwaewa Bakapokorokwati, you are going to Northwestern Province and you will be paid 1,200 for the 5 days that you'll be working. And later on you change your mind and you pay them 130 for 3 days. You paid them 390. Check, confirm if it is not true that these police officers were told that they will be paid 1,200 and later on they have been paid 390. Confirm. If you find that it is not true, come back to me. Send me a text message and tell me, Tayali, we have confirmed what you said is not true. I will come here and apologize. Like I told you, when I'm receiving information, I verify it. I want to make sure that I have some kind of, hard evidence. Let me not give you a day. I have some hard evidence. And this, I'm telling you, it is a hard fact. 130 police officers, paramilitary officers. And yet, those, your friends, abafumine ku force headquarters, balaba unani kanibadia, balaba isamuku tuikata, mwali baperama 5 pin 700. What are you doing? Even the people that came from Solwezi, they got better money than the people that you took. Bali mwaperama 2,800. Aba Solwezi, wala from Solwezi, you gave them 2,800. But the real people that are supposed to protect the president, mwamuku bapela ama 390. Baka pokola futi bambi bali ukwa ile kuna nikani bali kuna nikani ku bali kulu apula. You haven't paid them. Bale ilishanya. You don't compromise the security of the president like that. Those people that are protecting the president, please pay them. If you promise them mukawapera ma 5 pin, give them 5 pin. Not mwambo kulabalira kwati nibali abalonda pananikani abalonda ma banks, because nabalonda ma banks na bena mulabalira. Umuntu is supposed to get 100 kwacha per day, mwamukumpera 50 kwacha. Shida ya kuisa shimbi. And if shiwamba mukapokola nshakwata bururu andikapokola in. These are complaints coming from the people. These are complaints coming from your officers. If you these people are going through a lot. They are highly stressed, as it were. Having you Congole. Kuma bank mwalibala that no to come here for we will come and do debt swap. You have not helped them. Okay? And then you have not even appreciated their salaries. You have not increased their salaries. Bafuro to kotona nomba ngati bakapokola. Eba shadikisha kobali shama. Baba kwati bana banshuwa bakapokola. Bafuro to koto. So nga umfuati kuliko ka operation. Umfuati yo ka operation yakabaka tupera kwa so much. They become excited at least. Kala nalaso vakutumo shan. Ero palasi womi ambango. You change your mind to say no. Wala for 380. 390. Iwa muyambango uli mu office. Uyu umushirika aliuko. Alesu mwana wa mosquito. Kulorela waka inde ichilema. One day, that's why balapena abantu. Balapena abantu na stress. Abantu bekate mfuti. Mwina abachusha. Abantu balapena filendu komuntu abakwati katwishi. Na ine kuno muno njikere muno. Where I am here. I am living very comfortable. Very comfortable. But because of stress, nde muna kwati nde chula. Ni jele bukali ngana aliwera kuzambi. Nomba kutina fiye wata jere ngikane mjere chama ninjikana kufuno kwa. But you know, when stress hammers you, I mean, you get confused. So you don't want people that are carrying guns protecting the president. Ewo mulesta frustrated. You should not do it. Muyambango, you should not do it. Wirate mwendala mefi muyambango. Wirate mwendala mefi. You are compromising the security of our country. Stop this nonsense. And somebody has to say it. Tapari ya fonde rufia nyapa. Mwitampo kwanda kiyo chana shanisha. Tapari fonde rufia nyapa. I'm not doing anything wrong. I am telling you the truth. It is an injustice. It is very bad for you to be taking money for the junior officers. Abale ya mkuwomba. Imwena mushala. Ma officers yenu. Mulele na makeki. Mulele na makeki. Mwambo kujenda na mashaba ichi. Nga wafulu waba ichi. Tamuaka peka li tamuaka shimone njituesho. Uyu waka inde ichi le mamule angali lako. Ewa mipere njituesho. That's why you are there. If he's not there, you will not be there. So pay those people their money. Stop eating their money. That's what I'm talking about. Stop eating their money. Stop eating their money. And it is, I've got the evidence that you are doing this. I am challenging Bashushushu Mwalinji Shiva Bashushushu. And you have my number. I'm challenging Yunga. Wufi. Muka mtumine message. Ukwebati Wufi. Wufi. Muka mtumine convince me that Wufi. Convince me that Muyambango is not eating money. Of course, it's not only Muyambango. I'm talking about Muyambango because he's in charge of operations. Baleri Avengi. Senior police officers, they are eating the junior officers' money. Vaaka inde ichile mana imwenga. Wake up. Wake up. Ina Insha mipata muntu wandi. Insha kupata. Na patafe di bad leadership yobe. Na patafe bad leadership yobe. Na patafe dictatorship yobe. Na patafe corruption yobe. Na patafe how you are making Zambians people suffer. But muntu wandi, from deep down my heart, I've got nothing against you. So I would not, sit on this kind of information and not talk about it. I'm talking about it is for your good. Look at your senior police officers and find out. And whilst you're doing that, can you also look at how you can appease these police officers and even others, nama soldier won't say finish. I'm a civil servant. Look how you can consider them. Consider their salaries. Consider their salaries. And tell your burulus, those that you are arrested, that you are giving jobs, tell them that those relatives of yours that you are employing in government, Kwat government yawa wishi. You can be their relative, but government is not yours. Government belongs to all Zambians. So there is too much uku yumfwabe ngabatonga, but yobo bapero too much to abali umfwa they are connected. Mule yumfwa sana. And some of you those people and whatever mule yumfwa sana. Chile bakalipa bale abaneni. Chile bakalipa. And that's why some of these bad things are happening. You can't just go. Some of these people that you are finding in these offices, they have worked for many years. They have worked, you know, to be where they are. You go in there, ukula samwa. Avena tabo kawana. Peteni shira tamwasa mbirira. Tamwasa mbirira tabo kawana tawasa mbirira. Tabo kawana tapano kwa bomboko kwa watu ukwate chifulo. Respect those people who are educated. They respect them. Thank Hakainde Hichilema has given you jobs. But don't go and start harassing the true civil servants, the true technocrats who look after our governments. Go and respect them. Go in those offices and respect them. Not mule yumfati, it's our time, it's our time. Kutumpa. It's our time. Ya ni government ya kwa wiso. Te government ya kwa wiso. Te government ya kwa wiso. Muichi indike. Na muchiramo kusamo. Echo wale michitira kantu. Bakula michitira kantu abantu. But, I mean, we don't want those bad things to be happening. Just respect yourselves. Respect those people who mulesangamu. Na iwe yaka inde ichilema. Look at these civil servants. If into mulerunda na mufiro kufichita manage. See how you can look after ama civil servants. Na bobeka lekobwi. Baka pokola mwabala enda lama. Tukampera ama nanikani. Ama 1 pin 200. Mwamuku wapera ama 390. Ale umfwashani muntu na chieke 47 na chimufinina ero wampera 390 kwacha ngaku pafulo rufumu ati yo they are in discipline. Look after these people. These people are very important. Fishing kept in them here.